Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, dude, why am I fucking clapping? Welcome to my Season 14 Lee Sin guide. If you don't know me, my name's Truck Driver. If you're looking to learn Lee Sin, you came to the right place. All my content is strictly centered around Lee Sin, so that's full-length YouTube videos, TikTok Shorts, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. I got a full in-depth Lee Sin guide over on Mobile Fire. That'll be in the description below. That being said, about 2 million mastery on the champion. I peaked Grandmaster 561 LP. I've hit rank 1 North America multiple times and rank 1 world as well. With that being said, let's get into the guide. You're probably going to notice there's only really one rune page that every single player has been running. And that's going to look something like this. So you're going to have your Conqueror, your Triumph, your Alacrity, your Coup de Grace, your Magical Footwear, and your Cosmic Insight. Most players will run Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and then these you can kind of change based on the comp. So if you want to fight early, you'll take just flat health. If they have a lot of tenacity or any type, like a lot of slows, and I mean like a lot, you could take the tenacity and slow resist rune or stat shard. And if you're looking to kind of scale a little bit more, which I think is almost always the play, because our early game is already really strong. This is your basic Lee Sin setup. If you want to just play Lee right out the bat, not worry about the like optimizing rune pages and stuff like that, this is probably your best setup. My current setup, I like to run Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, just like the regular page. But instead of running Cosmic Insight and Magical Footwear, we're going to run Sudden Impact because of the recent lethality buffs. So lethality is much stronger earlier now, which is going to help us snowball our leads and end the game as quick as possible, which is our goal as Lee Sin. And we're going to take Ingenious Hunter. So what Ingenious Hunter does is it's going to give you 50 item haste on your items. So this is going to work with your Trinket. It's going to work with Eclipse, Sundered Sky, items like Sterix, Edge of Night, Maw of Malmortius, Guardian Angel, for example. It basically gives you 38% cooldown reduction on all of your actives. So if you think about your Eclipse cooldown, it's about 6 seconds. With this, it's going to be a little under 4 seconds. Same thing with Sundered Sky. We're going to be shaving probably 20 seconds off of our Sterix or our Edge of Night. So this synergizes really, really well with the build I'm about to show you. And hopefully you'll fall in love with it like I did. I think it's probably the most broken build for Lee Sin right now. This is the main build I've been going, and it really just has 2 core items you should be building every game. So I'm rushing Eclipse because of the fact that Eclipse is so cheap now and provides so much early game power to Lee Sin. Helps you get really good, strong early game spikes, which allows you to snowball the game harder and end the game early, like exactly what we want to do as a Lee Sin player. The second item I'm going is Sundered Sky. Reason being is I think the item's actually very good on Lee Sin. And when you couple it with the rune combo I told you about, as well as Eclipse, you're going to be proccing Eclipse Sundered Sky every 4 seconds. What that allows you to do is you Q in, E-auto, and you're going to proc Eclipse Sundered Sky on a target and probably chunk them for about a quarter of their health, if not more, if they're a squishy target. So having this combo up every 4 seconds is extremely insane for a team fight. A lot of times you don't want a hard commit unless you're looking for some big flash kick or insect on the enemy team, and just kind of playing fights slow, queuing in, poking, Wing out, landing another Q, waiting for your Eclipse Under Sky to come back off cooldown, which is only 4 seconds. And you're going in and doing the same thing. You can also all in very well with this build, because you're proccing so much damage off the procs of Eclipse and Sundered Sky. If you're going for like a simple QRQ combo, you can almost 100 to 0 any squishy with this build. And it also allows you to have a lot of sustain in fights if you're against like some fighters like Xin Zhao or Vi or Pantheon, Riven, Fiora, stuff like that. You can kind of keep queuing in and poking them and just playing out of range and just playing off the cooldowns of these items. I think the best boots are CDR boots, unless you absolutely need something like Ninja Tabby or steel plated caps. If they have a lot of CC, you can go Merc Treads, obviously. It's always a good option. I think those are probably your 3 boots that you only ever want to go. So we can talk about situational items. So what do you usually want to build third after these items? So if they don't have any AP damage, don't bother building a Maw or a Spirit Visage or Canic Recurrent. If you need some more durability, survivability, Steric's Gauge is insanely good for this build. The reason why is because the Ingenious Hunter is going to reduce the cooldown of Steric's Gauge by like 20 seconds, if not more. So you're going to be proccing like an 800 to 1000 health shield every 40 seconds on top of your Eclipse and your Sundered Sky. It's insane. If you need some armor pen, they have a lot of tanks. Just go Black Cleaver third. Nothing wrong with that. You can always get Steric's after that if you need it. If you're feeling like you need some more damage, I mean, you can go Spear of Shojin, but this build already has a lot of damage in it with Eclipse Sundered Sky. So I think Steric's is almost always a very good third pickup. Of course, armor pen will trump the Steric's every day. If they have a lot of AD or a lot of burst damage, you can go something like Death's Dance. If they have a lot of crit auto attackers like Yasuo, Yone, Lucian, Twitch, Brando is extremely good. There are cases where you're going to need to build Serpent's Fang. I usually build that probably third item. It's just in the case that your team can't build any shield break and you have to be the one to do it. I think it's okay to get a third item, but you really need that 2-item core to be strong. Guardian Angel third is a great pickup too. There's nothing wrong with Guardian Angel, especially if you have a big shutdown. If they have a lot of AP burst damage or just a lot of AP damage, Maw is an extremely good item, especially with this build because you're going to be reducing the Maw shield by 20 to 30 seconds off of the Ingenious Hunter. If they have maybe only 1 or 2 AP threats, going Steric's into Spirit Visage is also very good because your Spirit Visage is going to increase your Steric shield by 25%, as well as your Eclipse shield, as well as your Sundered Sky healing. So that 4-item combo is really strong. If they have like all AP, dude, why not just go Maw into Canic Recurrent or Maw into Spirit Visage, Canic Recurrent. Canic Recurrent is so broken right now. Like, if they have a lot of AP, just don't be afraid to build it. So if you're not a big fan of the Bruiser Lee Sin playstyle, you could always go a Lethality build. I think Bruiser Lee Sin playstyle is probably the best way to play him right now. That being said, it might not be the most fun. So if you're looking for a Lethality build, items I think are really strong right now are Profane Hydra, Eclipse, of course. I think Eclipse is, it's not really Lethality, but it's insanely broken right now. Items like Collector, item is also insanely broken right now. It allows you to one-shot without even needing your ult. So it's like QQE, Profane Hydra, and they're dead because of the Collector execute. If you need Armor Pen, obviously go Cyrilda's. Edge of Knight's always good if you need to dodge a specific ability that could catch you out. It's especially important as Lethality Lee Sin to position properly because you're so squishy. If you get rooted once by Lux, Morgana, or even pulled by Blitz, Nautilus, Thresh, Pike, like you're instantly dead. So having something like Edge of Night can really help prevent you from inting. I think if you're going to go Lethality, go CDR boots every game. There's no reason to go any other boots, because if you get caught out, you're dead anyways. So in terms of pathing, an ideal game looks like starting on your red side, whether that be you're on top or you're on bottom. Reason being is we want to get our Raptors, our red, and our Krugs, because red is so strong on Lee Sin with his early game dueling power, and we want to look for a gank. Now, if there is no gank available, there's nothing wrong with just full clearing, getting your level 4, getting Crab, resetting, and then going back to the side where you started. So if you did Raptors, Krugs, going back, picking those up, and then playing for the Void Grub spawn at 5 minutes. So the reason why we want to play for Void Grubs at 5 minutes is because it's to force the enemy jungle into a fight, right? So it's either he's going to give it up to us, or we're gonna fight him. Ideally, we want to force them into a fight early because we're such a strong early game champ. And ideally, we have Prio in our top and mid lane before we go for the grub. So if you don't have Prio, look to gank a lane first and then go to the grubs. And if they're going to give it up, hey, that's great. Let's reset, do our camps again, look for opportunities as we're clearing. In the case that you have to give the grubs up, make sure you try to play for the first dragon. The enemy jungler is doing something, we always want to make sure we're doing something else to counter what they're doing. So what I like to call it is like a cross map play or like a counter play. So if they're going to dive top lane or if they're going to play for the top objective, I'm going to dive bot lane or I'm going to play for the bot objective. I'm just making sure I'm always doing something instead of just letting the jungler get something for free. I think void grubs are actually really strong. A lot of people, even some challenger junglers, are ignoring them and they're saying, oh, it's just a bait, blah blah blah, give them. But if you're a champion like Lee Sin who wants to skirmish, wants to fight early, wants to end games as soon as possible, having 5 or 6 void grubs or as many void grubs as you can get is so insanely good for being able to end games quickly. If you win one fight in the mid game, it's easily an inhibitor being taken, if not their whole base if you have the Rift Herald as well. Don't get baited by these guys saying void grubs are overrated. I think they're extremely strong. I think as a strong early game jungle, we want to make sure we're playing for them. If I'm a scaling farming jungler and I have to give first void grubs, it's not that big of a deal if I can get a dragon for it. As long as you can test the second void grubs, I would never give 6 void grubs ever. You want to make sure you're playing for your win condition. Do not play with losing lanes. Sometimes you're just going to have to abandon a lane and let them lose, let them die. If they want to keep inting, that's up to them. There's only so much that you can do. Don't mute them. Play for your strong lanes. Play through your strong laners. Make sure you're always hovering your strong side. Play for objectives. Try to end the game as soon as possible. That's ideal on Lee Sin always. Now there's nothing wrong with starting on your blue side and doing your blue into your Gromp, into your wolves, and then looking to see if there's an opportunity either top, mid, or even skipping your bot camps and going bottom. Or if there's no opportunity, like I said, there's nothing wrong with just full clearing all the way down, getting your level 4, taking your Scuttle Crab, recalling, and then playing for the Void Grubs at 5 minutes, right? You definitely don't want to overforce on Lee Sin. Yes, he's strong early, but if you get behind on him, especially in the early game, it's going to be really tough to come back. So you have to play very calculated. Make sure you're not overforcing. If there aren't opportunities, don't go for them. Just take your 100% play, which is to take your camps, play for the objective spawning. If you can invade the enemy jungler, that's great. Ideally, you know where they're going to start, and then you can invade appropriately. So make sure you're jungle tracking. If you notice lanes are late to leash, like the top lane or the bot lane are late to leash, and you can go in and invade them on their second buff, and kill them and take the buff, that's amazing, especially against some farm heavy junglers like Karthus or Hecarim or Lilia, Evelynn. That's exactly what you want to do. If not, just play for your full clear, try to track them as best as possible, counter gank their ganks or gank before they can. And make sure you drop some vision in their enemy jungle, that way they can't just full clear for free and you can track them better and make sure that you can really invade and shut them down before they can come online. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope this video helped you decide on what you should be building on Lee Sin this season. If you want to check out the current coaching giveaway we have in our Discord right now, please feel free to join the Discord in the link in the description. If you want to check out the written Mobifier guide, please check out the link in the description as well. And if you want to leave any questions or comments or feedbacks on the video in the Discord or on the Mobifier guide, please do so. I read every single comment. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I never thought we would get this big. It really means a lot to me that a lot of you are supporting me and telling me that I've inspired you to play Lee Sin. So thank you so much for all the support. I hope this video helps you become a better player, a better jungler, and of course, a better Lee Sin. I'll see you in the next video or the next Twitch stream. Thank you guys so much.